Hey Bruce, hope you're enjoying the vacation. I just wanted to come over here real quick to just show you what's going on with what we were talking about, the ADA. So you have 107 parking stalls in here. The only thing that could throw the count off is possibly, as I looked at the tax maps, just past that dumpster over there, it's still your property, but the stalls aren't yellow, they're white. So I'm assuming that's possibly that front tenant in the front building. If that's the case, then we're at 107 stalls in here, which you would require 5 handicap stalls, with one of them being van accessible. So in regard to that, the quantity wise, you're compliant, but here's some of the issues that were called out when I did the site assessment for the asphalt. So I just want to show you from ADA violations. So these traffic signs, they're the older glass beaded engineer grade reflective sheeting. They need to be the high intensity prismatic now. Can't really read the van accessible sign anymore. So they have to be changed over reflectivity wise. Parking stalls, your access aisle is about 6 inches short of the 96 inches to get the proper width for the van accessible access aisle, and your parking stall is about 4 inches shy of the width. Also have an obstruction here. I talked about where wheelchair has to be able to go free and clear, and it looks like when they overlaid the parking lot, create a bump right there. Your cross slopes on the ramp are good. Path of travel is good, so path of travel is going right through here. So none of this is exceeding any of the cross slope. You're right at 2% on that one, right there. So you're good. Up here, it was like 2.5%, 3%. So I'm assuming that this is what they built as the path of travel. Maybe a good idea to maybe stripe kind of a crosswalk between these two if you want to, just to kind of protect yourself. Same thing up here. We were coming in around 2.5%, 3%. This right here is fine. This side over here is a little more tricky with what you have going on. I'll show you. So same thing with the reflective sheeting. The signs have to be changed over to either the engineer grade prismatic or the high intensity prismatic. They're all same thing, just regular glass beaded. So over here is where it's a little more complicated. So you've got some broken concrete right here. So again, nothing in here can be a tripping hazard. You've got to be able to have the wheelchairs be able to move unobstructed. So right here, it's kind of the same situation with the asphalt overlay. So you can see you've got a pretty substantial gap right there. Call it, about 1.5 inches. And because there's no curb ramps in here, it's gonna be your path of travel for when people disembark is gonna be along this area right here. And unfortunately, you're like 3%, 2.5% to 3% in a lot of these areas that are through here. 3.75 right here. Yeah, 3.65, 3.75. So in theory, what's going to happen is people disembark out of these handicap stalls. They're going to come down one of these access aisles, and they're going to have to get to the path of travel over there. So this area all out in here is not compliant. You've got a couple sections inside your ramps right here, and I'll be honest, I don't even know if this ramp is going to be legal because of where it is. I mean, access aisle is going to be legal because of where it is, with worrying about traffic coming through here. But at any rate, you're like 2.25 to 2.5% cross slope on here. So all of this in here is got to be shimmed up to make sure you're not exceeding that 2% anywhere through here. You're gonna have to come out, said probably about 5 feet. And keep in mind too, I'm using a 4-foot level. When they come in and inspect, they're gonna use a 2-foot level. The 4-foot is averaging out these bad spots. So when they come in with a 2-foot, it's gonna be, the measurements are gonna be worse than what you're dealing with right now with a 4-foot. You've got this area right here with the sewer clean out. Again, it's low. If you were to put a level in that right now, it's probably 3% going inside there. You've got a bunch of ruts and stuff in the parking stalls, and that's the issue with the 2%. Like, it's something they're not gonna usually bend on. If you get the wrong inspector in here, they're gonna really start tearing it apart. So what I would recommend doing is I would get rid of this stall that's on the end here, just because of where it is in proximity to that delivery area. You got people cutting through. And I'd relocate that stall over to the other side, because what we could do is you could keep that one ramp off to the right-hand side. Just keep it as is. It's not hurting anything by keeping it there. But what we could do is we could take these parking stalls that are over here and convert them over into van accessibles. So we could take, this would be a handicap stall. We could adjust it a little bit to get the couple inches that's missing. Turn this into an access aisle, and then put your other handicap stall right here. And then right in here, you could put a parallel ramp. So what a parallel ramp is pretty much, you're gonna have a flat area. This concrete will have to be pulled out, have to be regraded with new asphalt. You're gonna have a flat area right here. So the ramp area is gonna be level with your existing asphalt that you have right there. Then the ramp will go up and the ramp will go up. So either way, not that somebody in a wheelchair ever needs to go left because it's the back of the building, but you just have to provide a ramp for both locations. But I think in a nutshell, that's gonna solve your ADA issues in here. So just pop one right in there, turn this into a ramp, keep this as an existing stall, change it a little bit. You still have your cross-hatched area here. It's not gonna hurt anything, because with the ramp on the right-hand side, somebody can still use it to access the store.